Hi, Rigsters here, back with Bomber Crew, now the USAAF DLC edition. Since I pretty much did on the previous video of Bomber Crew explaining a little bit of a very quick brief of what I know and what the game's about, I'll just denote the differences this time around. Of course, this is US Airforce DLC, does cost a little extra money. It's not too bad. I think it's usually between $5 to $10 on most Steam markets. And just like the other non-DLC version of the same exact game, you get some differences here. You get 4 more gunners because the B-17 had a lot of them. So you have more crew, which is nice. And just like before, I'm going to equip them all with winter jumpers because, you know, it's winter at the time of filming this. And let's see for headgear. Now the USAF starts with more gear you can pick and choose from when you first start out. So you can do stuff like service cap, pilot cap, which increases and decreases various stats like defense and survival. Of course, there's flak helmet. You can also have the USAF style flak helmet, which is cool. And what else we got here? You also got like Mark II versions as well. It's I gotta just usually equip flak helmet for this particular case because, well, basic one is okay, but for a 7% speed cost, because speed can matter for certain crew positions, it can be the life or death of the crew. I rarely, if ever, use pilot cap. I find pilot caps outside of cosmetic to be absolutely useless, in my opinion. Oh wow, equip the all is like 1,300. I might only equip a few for that. Obviously I want the pilot to survive the most, so I'll do the flak helmet there. Oxygen. You can also do toughened one, that is a difference because you can start out with that. Or a medium O2 bottle. But since the pilot never leaves the aircraft in this game, ideally, you don't really need that. You can save money that way. Light flak. Let's combine survival. No, I don't really need survival. Gloves, like I hinted at on the previous video, this is a very useful non-cosmetic necessity. It increases resistance to freezing to death at high altitudes when you select high, and also can increase armor and decrease speed slightly, but they do help. And I'll just use toughened leather gloves for now. I'll put that to everybody because you could all use it. And boots, which I couldn't show you on the previous one, also affects your defense, survivability, and also how fast or slow you move. So I'm going to definitely equip everybody with that as well. Let's see here. There's also presets if you don't want to customize. You can also do this as well. I don't usually mess with customized, but it helps. Now for the gunners, I will put on the flak helmets for each one real quick here. Just to save on some cost, I think each gunner should get the flak helmet. I don't think everybody should have it. That way you can also put some parts, hopefully, towards the plane. Like so. And also the bomb aimer too. There we go. So now we can go to aircraft to show you the star of the show of this game, of course. Keep calm is going to be like, instead of keep calm, they're going to do an oxymoronic thing and call it keep stressed. If I can actually spell the word stress. There we go. Hooray for fat key typing. Alright, so just like in the previous one, the Bomber Crew video, you can do all sorts of cool art on these aircraft for cosmetic reasons as well. I want to paint it sand because I like that look better. This is a preference thing. Oh, you can even do like Memphis Ballet. That's really cool. That's actually historically accurate depiction of those art. It's a very popular thing to do during the war. Ooh, I like the yellow checker. Let's put that on. I'll just quickly customize the aircraft. You don't have to do this kind of stuff. Oh, I forgot I put the happy face. Man, I remember that. I'm gonna put that on there, just for giggles. It doesn't really do anything. It's just for looks. I just like customizing it there. Yeah, let's put on the happy face. I'm sure the enemy will be certainly intimidated by it. Yes, because why not? Now, you can also, just like in the previous version, or previous video, not version, it's the same game, just this is a DLC. You can change the text too. We'll do, "We ain't stressed." There we go. It'll do a little Texas accent there. Because we have a lot of firepower, of course. And just like before, you have 4 engines. It's a 4-engine bomber. Just like the Lancaster. Now, the one interesting thing about this plane is it has a lot more guns. Starting from the tail, the ball, the mid-upper, the waist left, waist right. And you now also have the option of putting in guns for the cheeks as well. I'm just checking real quick here through the fuselage. Just like before, there's all sorts of sections you can up armor or reduce weight. I never reduce weight on the armor because it's a bomber that's supposed to be a flying fortress, so why would I do that? And of course you can put on survival systems, upgrade your equipment slots just like before if you really want to. I have really no need for it, so I'm just going to save the cash and go on to the briefing. And just like before, there's these bars. Now in this particular DLC, there's less main campaign progress, but that does not mean it's easier. So after the first bar, you're really thrown in the water after that. So the first bar is actually your easy stuff, and then it gets harder from there. I've never gotten past the second bar because I haven't played it long enough, but I played it enough that I at least understand it enough to talk about it. It's just what it is. So that's the only mission we do. Its Operation Torch has been a success. So this takes place just after the Torch landings. So we attack the ammo dump and go on our way. Yeah, there's 9. Now instead of 1 through 6, you got 1 through 9 for the number keys for the keyboard. So before I take off, I'm going to press the number 3, or you can left click on the navigator and press space and pre-plan the route right there. Press 1 for the pilot and hit takeoff. It's a nice aircraft. Semi-historically accurate with a derpy happy face. Because why not? Of course, always remember to raise the gear, because just like in the non-DLC, it does the same thing. Let me just double check the crew stations here. So we got the gunners all there. Oh. That actually reminds me, the bomb aimer occasionally will be used for the top gun when you're not bombing. So we'll speed this up. There we go. Engineer, of course, goes all the way around. There's fighter spotted. And just like before, you just press space and you get attacked by Italian biplanes. Actually, I should probably put the bomb aimer on that gun as well. There we go. That'll work. And since they're belt fed, a lot of them, or most of them, they do not need to be micromanaged as much. And if I press spacebar here, since I'm a little more familiar with the interface now and the wonkiness, they now get, you know, less derpy, because now I've started to understand the pacing better. There we go. Now it's a little bit unrealistic in the fact that you can always shoot down fighters way more often than they historically did. Not saying they never did, but they're a little bit more effective at it than in real life. But with this amount of firepower on a bomber, it's quite a lot. Alright, so now we navigate to the next navigation point. I have a triangle for the navigator map here. That means there's flak clouds and warnings. Now you can, once you unlock a skill, you don't have to follow these yellow waypoints, because sometimes it leads you right into flak clouds and traps. And you don't always want to do that. Now unfortunately we do have to fly through flak clouds and stuff to do our bombing run. So I need to click on Hughes here and put him on the bomb aim bay. I'm going to put the engineer on the gun, even though it's not always advisable to put your least starboard crew member there. It'll do fine. So I click on the bomb aimer or press 9, select the bombs and open the door, and then I'll release once it's ready. And just like the previous non-DLC, just do that there, close the door. Huh? Well, usually it's one bomb that kills those, so apparently they made that more hardened, so I have to go back around and try again. I did hit it, it's just, you know, I have to try again. And I'm watching the radar in the bottom right corner of the screen. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Oh, jeez, really? Oh, it's just a photograph thing. Alright, yeah, might as well risk it for the biscuit. Let's go. So I'll keep them there. There's no fighters from... Oh, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, usually fighters will appear when you do this. There you go. Yep, just like before. The Graf Zeppelin? Oh yeah, the game takes a little bit of artistic liberty. That was a real German aircraft carrier during the war, but it was not operational. They did try though. They did make it, but it didn't really do much during the war. And take a photo there. Okay, now I can return to base. Yeah, I definitely want that nav marker. Quickly get some more aircraft there. Then I'll move my engineer back to the station, which is next to the pilot, because in the last video I made, I didn't know what it was supposed to look like, because I haven't played this game in actually a year. This is now the second time I actually played this game in a year. I still like it. I just haven't really played it that often enough, outside of, you know, what I've stated before. That's all good. And navigate to the next one here. Definitely going to earn a lot of experience points, that's for sure. The more aircraft you shoot down too, it's like kind of like a hidden mechanic thing, even though it's kind of obvious. But the more aircraft you shoot down, the faster your crew levels up. Believe it or not. Not outside of just doing the main objective. So sometimes it's actually worth going for the risk, because you can potentially shoot down more aircraft and get your gunners to be even more insanely accurate. Let's see what the fuel status is. Oh, it's still good. You still have plenty of fuel. Now if you look at the bottom right corner here, when you're under engineer, this is like in sort of real time. Oh, before I blab about that, we got more planes coming in. Go. That's in real minutes. Some missions can actually last in real time 10 minutes or more, depending on how bad or good it goes. Okay, new heading. There we go. My derpy happy B-17 is just casually shooting at aircraft right now. I'm trying to find where they are. They said they detected more. Ah, there they are. Sometimes you have to pan you around to find these guys. It's a little tricky. It takes practice. It might be simple, pressing the spacebar and just pointing with a mouse. But when you're under fire and stuff, sometimes you forget where to aim the screen. I'm not going to speed up yet until they go away. Because one time I almost crashed and blew up because I sped up time too soon. Okay, so now I can lower the gear. Okay, now I can speed up time. What? Uh-oh. Oh. Oh no, the hydraulic system. Oh no, I don't want that to go down. Yeah, that would be awful. I want definitely an engineer on that pronto. You don't want that to go down while you're landing. Because you can't open the bomb bay door or the landing gear because they operate on hydraulics. Oh, get him on the station. Well, he'll survive though. He'll be fine. We ain't stressed. I love that. That's actually a pretty stupid thing I thought of. Alright. So that's that there for that mission. And speed up just like before. Don't need to wait for the graphic. Return to base bonus. I got a photograph. Where's the photograph? Oh. Oh well. Speed that up. Yeah, see, they leveled up 2 levels because not just for recon, but you can also get more experience for your crew. Emergency dive I've discussed before. Do that at medium altitude or higher. You do it at low, you'll just nose dive and get your plane blown up to hell and back. Boost is situational, it's risky. You can run out of gas real quick if you time that wrong. Lean is very useful. That actually can be a lifesaver. So basically it just forces the engines to run at lower power because they're not compressing the fuel as aggressively. That's just a long story short of engines. Radio for recon, that is useful if you know how to time it right. And focus is probably the most useful gunner skill in the game. You can increase focus when aiming. That means they'll have a much higher hit rate. And you want that. Of course. And of course you got a ton of crew gear. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Just showered with crew gear. I'll quickly take a look at that. Just to see if there was anything worth mentioning in crew gear before I wrap this up here. So, headgear. Got pilot cap. Yeah, useless. Don't need that. Gloves. Let's see if gloves have anything useful there. No. The only one I want to put fingerless on is the engineer. Equip that. And the bomb aimer, maybe. Yeah, I'll do it on the bomb aimer as well. I'll make those 2 my mobile repair crew as well. Alright, and then training. Bomber crew here. Yeah, let's cross-train the bomb aimer for gunner. Yeah, let's do that. And then that way, when I put the bomb aimer on the guns, they'll be more accurate. And also learn that skill. Alright. So, is there anything new here? No. Well, there is, but not anything really worth mentioning. Yeah, I can't up-bomber the aircraft yet. Can I up-bomber the engines? Gun turrets? No. Apparently not. One nice thing about this particular version of Bomber Crew is that ammo feed. That, even though it's much heavier than the non-ammo feed guns, it really helps a lot. You don't have to constantly be pressing R on each individual crew and like have like really hyper fast reflexes. That's basically what that prevents, and it's much more convenient in general. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this. This is the DLC of Bomber Crew USAF. This is Rigsters Journey. Signing off.